Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football guys. Wake up, guys. Um, Shout out to everybody who comes on the channel, watches videos, comments, likes, super chats, and all the things that you do because I can't do this without you guys. And to me, you guys are all like family, and that goes for even the Redskins, the Giants, the Eagle fans, and stuff that are out there. And last night, something happened. I'm still putting the pieces together and still trying to find out more and more information. But Victor, who has been a pain in the rear end and has been blocked and banned, and he makes new profiles and things like that. Um, we believe that he may have committed suicide yesterday. Victor was going through a whole lot of things. I'm gonna try and find out what I can, and if there's anything that we can do um, to help his family and his son and things. So when I find out more information, I'll get back to you on that. But sometimes when people are being a pain in the rear end, it's a way of crying out for help, and maybe we miss the signs and stuff. So if you have concerns about somebody, do something. So here we are, Saturday morning, 24 hours away from week number 6 for our Dallas Cowboys. Again, another week to prove that they belong as one of the 12 teams fighting for that Super Bowl trophy. And every game is weighted the same. The New Orleans Saints game is weighted as much as the Jets game. Well, technically it's not because it's an NFC game, and although playing in a division counts more than any of the other ones because you're knocking the competition off. But you know what I'm saying. You need to get as many wins as possible. And right now in this dumpster, we got 3 helmets in here. We got a Dolphin, a Redskin, and a Giant. Yeah. I was hoping to add a Packer, and I was hoping to add a New Orleans Saint one, but we didn't. But we could certainly add a Jet one, and that still starts filling that dumpster up some more. I was sitting here thinking, and it hit me this morning, a couple things, because my mind is always going 1,000 miles an hour, and that goes through the night. I'll wake up in the middle of the night with an idea, and things will hit me. But I remember last night during our live stream talking about the difference of Dak Prescott yardage wise this year versus his first 3 years. So, for example, his first year he had 1,239 yards, 7 TD passes, and 0 interceptions at this time after 5 games, which as a rookie was pretty good. Believe it or not, in 2017, when everybody talked about him regressing, and this is where people were talking about he was kind of an MVP candidate and on pace with Carson Wentz and those guys, he had 1,192 passing yards, 11 TDs, 4 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns at this time. So technically, touchdown wise, he had one more touchdown than he does right now. But then something happened after that Washington game and went downhill from there. Um, 2018 last year, this time, after 5 games, only 961 yards, 5 TDs, 4 interceptions, and 0 rushing touchdowns. And of course, this year, he's got 1,606 yards passing, 11 TDs, 6 interceptions, and 122 passing yards. But if we use Shannon Sharp's and Pro Football Focus's revisionist history, where basically they say that Carson Wentz is playing better than his numbers, and they kind of revise it up. Well, let's go ahead and just revise Dak Prescott's interceptions, okay? A Hail Mary. Oh, we don't count that. It's a Hail Mary. Oh, it tipped off of Amari Cooper's hands. Don't count that one. Psh, take that one off. Oh, Michael Gallup basically got molested down the field, and we should have had a pass interference, and he would have been in the spot, and it would have been an interception. So let's take those 3 off. Let's be like Shannon Sharp, skip. But our offense has gone 180 different than where it was. We were the ground and pound. We were the Zeke Elliott show and everything else. And now it's the Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup show, where we are just lighting it up. And the numbers are killing it passing wise. We're second in the NFL of plays over 20 yards. Um, Second in plays over 40 yards, only to Kansas City. Total yardage, we're number one per game. The Dallas Cowboys are number one per game in total yards right now. Dak is second in total QBR, and we're fourth on explosive plays in the NFL. Um, and we're fourth in red zone offense. Clearly, one of the problems we had last year, which was red zone. We've improved like crazy. And I'm just sitting here thinking about this, and it hit me. I remember growing up, I had brothers and sisters that were all older than me. I'm the baby of the family, I'm the youngest. And what would happen is when I would go to school, the teachers would all say, "Oh, you know, your brother Orondo, he was my lab assistant in biology. Are you going to be a lab assistant?" Or they'd say, "Oh, you're Tony's brother. Tony played offensive guard. Are you going to play offensive guard?" "Oh, man, you're Greg's brother, man. Greg was the life of the party, man. When we going to party? You know, your brother Orondo ran hurdles. You going to run hurdles?" And it was kind of like I was living in their shadows. So what I did was I tried to be the polar opposite. No, I'm not running hurdles. I threw shot put and discus. No, I wasn't the life of the party. No, I hated biology. I'm not going to be your lab assistant. You did things different to make yourself stand out so you don't live in the shadow of someone else. And we all know that Scott Linehan was ground and pound. And Kellen Moore, I think, is trying to get out from under that shadow to make everybody know that he has nothing to do with Scott Linehan. It's kind of like when you have a head coach who is that authoritative, I guess I got that right, coach. Tom Coughlin is like a drill sergeant. If you're not at the meeting 5 minutes early, you're late. But it's like, okay, the meeting starts, it's 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock is when I'm supposed to be late. If it's 2:01, no. If you're there at 1:56, you're late. And he ruled with an iron fist. And it wasn't until he realized, or the ownership said, "Hey, you got to change and be a little more player friendly," that it worked. Usually when a team fires a coach, you have one coach who comes in for discipline because, you know, the inmates will run the asylum. After that guy gets stale, then you get kind of the players coach. It kind of eases up and kind of changes the attitude. And see, that's where I think we are with Kellen Moore, that we have for so long been that ground and pound that Kellen Moore wants to make sure that nobody thinks that he is anything like Scott Linehan. And kind of like John Gruden when he came in after winning in Tampa Bay with basically somebody else's team that was built, he completely deconstructed the Raiders. Got rid of all the talented people. Look. I don't want people to say that I won because of Khalil Mack. I don't want people to say I won because of Amari Cooper. I'm going to go ahead and pick my own people. I'm going to put them out there, and then we're going to see what I do with the people I put in place. And I think that's what Kellen Moore is doing. But you may have swung a little bit too much in the other direction because your offense is performing. But we just have, as much as people want to sound the alarms and push the panic buttons and stuff, the things that are happening, it's basically a bad play here or hold there or a drop pass. There's things that you can get better with. It's not a lack of talent. It's not a lack of people not being able to beat other people, because clearly you've got more yards per play than anybody else in the NFL. You are able to move the ball. It's just you have to continue to convert. And of course, my biggest problem is we are not getting takeaways. That's the other thing that we need, but that's for another video. So Kellen Moore, trying to get out from under Scott Linehan's shadow, may have swung the pendulum a little too far. We're relying too much on that pass. and not really still using that run. Because what you have to do, and I keep pounding this in people's head, you look at last year, Big Ben throwing the ball more than anybody else. They're not a playoff team. You look at Matty Ice throwing the ball more than anybody else. Not a playoff team. But you look at New England, who Tom Brady's numbers came back down, but we're seventh in the NFL at running the football. It's balance. You look at the Rams, who were in the Super Bowl last year with Todd Gurley and C.J. Spiller running the football, that they were balanced, and Jared Goff looked to be a better quarterback. Now, Todd Gurley is MIA. He's not playing as well. You've got um, now having them throw the ball more and they're throwing more interceptions. His QBR is going down. He's not as effective. Yeah, he's getting more yards, but they're not winning. It's that balance that you have to have. And the Dallas Cowboys have to get back to that balance to make this as effective as possible. If you're worried about running Zeke Elliott running the football, and you're also worried about Amari Cooper catching the ball, you're also worried about Michael Gallup or Jason Witten, and you don't know if it's going to be a tendency of running the ball on first down or throwing on first down, you have the advantage over these guys, and you should be able to blow over them. And that's what they have to get back to. The Cowboys offense has to get back to being balanced. I love the pass. I love how we're able to go ahead and move the ball. But you've got to also control the clock so that way you keep that defense fresh on the field too. So I've got some work I've got to go do. I'm still haven't decided if we're going to be here tomorrow for the game or if we're going to go to Lucky's. But I'll know in the next few hours or so. I'm thinking of going to Lucky's for tomorrow, just to take a break from all the cooking and everything else. It's been a long, rough week, and I need to take care of some stuff. But as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. And if you know of somebody that needs help, by all means, try and help them get some help. I'll see you soon.